Women refuse.
Oh, we're back.
Women refuse to admit it when another woman is exceedingly hot.
It's so ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's so
Caleb's
annoying.
roommate and his girlfriend refuse to admit that this Russian girl on 90 Day Fiancé is a 10 with an amazing body. We'll be honest, it's her body. It's not her face.
No, or her mind or the way she behaves. It's literally
just her body.
100% physical.
She is a 10. Like,
Michael was pushing this point
goddamn.
so hard to these two women. He's
like subtly. Subtly, I was
and
telling
they were
them.
not taking the bait.
They were just like, look at her face. We're
The
like,
roommate,
look at her fucking double D's.
Yeah,
what do you
the
mean?
roommate was just sitting there just icing you out. She didn't want to hear any of it, dude. Did you notice that?
They refuse to admit when women are hot.
At least she was kind of like, at least Mariah was like, I can get around to seeing, but she was like, but they always throw.
Do it jiggle though? It do jiggle.
It does.
I watched
jiggle.
her walk. It jiggled though.
It's ridiculous.
It fucking jiggled.
Oh, you want to talk about jiggling, dude? I got in trouble for watching that Sydney Sweeny ad too many times.
It's crazy to do in front of
ridiculous.
your girlfriend, buddy. But I understand. I watch it I don't skip that shit.
No, nobody.
If you
skips
skip that shit,
fucking
you're
ad.
gay.
If you skip the Sydney Sweeny ad,
If
that
you
is a
haven't
litmus
watched
test
the
for
first
gay.
episode of Euphoria just to see the Polaroids, you're gay.
What Polaroids?
She's naked in Polaroids.
Who?
In the first Sydney Sweeney.
Holy
You
shit.
gotta push Euphoria on your girl. Make her watch it tonight, and you get to see her naked.
Oh my God, Jack.
Dude, are you excited?
Yeah.
I just blessed you.
I'm just gonna check it out without Mariah because I don't want to watch Euphoria. I'll just do that
she'll
shit
be like,
myself.
She'll be like, Caleb. You'll be like, what? I'm a boy.
Why did you watch the first 6 minutes of Euphoria and then stop? Be like, I don't know. It wasn't.
I
for
kept
me.
rewinding. I couldn't keep track of the story. I
I
kept getting
like-
distracted.
Yeah, I watched it for like an hour and it became too confusing. I said,
So I just
this is
paused
enough.
it on this one.
Yeah, I just paused it on this frame, on this one frame.
I went to the bathroom. I didn't even look. Oh, it's tits. My bad.
Oh, I didn't even jack off to this 11 times.
I never jack off on the couch when you're not here.
Oh, I never.
I never put peanut butter on my balls when you're not here.
I'm never watching fucking Find My iPhone when you're driving home to see exactly how much time I have to edge before I have to come, and then get out of, and then go sit down like I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normal.
It's a boy's dream. But you know what a man does?
What?
He asserts dominance. Okay, you know how you assert dominance?
Ow, tell the people how
You
we
go to
said-
the sex store and you're like, hello, ma'am. I'm buying a little present for my wife, trying to spice things up in the bedroom, man.
Right, yeah.
I want that 13-inch one. With the suction cup, yeah, get that one. And then when they hand it to you, you crack your little smile and you go, she gonna love this, knowing damn well you're using it to assert dominance. Get home.
It's never going to go into a woman.
You get home and you say, wife, children, ma, pa, come in here. Because they all live together because they're Hicks. And you take that, because only Hicks assert dominance like this.
Yeah.
Waterpark people, you know. They take that 13-incher and they suction cup it to the fridge, and then they put their butt up against it, and they do both while they say, I am the ruler. I get as good as I take. I give as good as I take. Until completion, which usually, if you're asserting dominance correctly, it's probably 45 seconds.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because that's what a man does.
If you're cranking both ends, you're not lasting longer than a minute.
And it's going to be a fucking rope. Because you love to assert your dominance. It's not that you like taking it. Don't get me wrong. You don't just like taking it. You're just asserting your dominance.
Yeah,
right,
it's not a
guys?
pleasure thing for your ass.
It's just, oh my God, I'm so much in control right now.
Yeah, oh. It's only to show your family that you
Dada, look me in the eyes.
that you can take 13 inches in your ass and
Wow.
nothing changes.
And
You
no,
still go,
the only thing
the
that
change.
changes is how much comes out.
They're like, look, I won't even walk funny after this or nothing. I'm going to work tomorrow. You can't
There
stop
won't
it.
be a constant drip of it, poop coming out of my butt.
Poop and
No.
blood.
I don't need Depends.
No, I don't need to wear adult diapers because I had to assert my dominance to
It's
my
not like I
retarded family on the fridge.
It's not like I have this conversation at work. You all right, buddy? Yeah, I'm all right. You know.
That was his school shooting. Do you know how much planning and confidence that took to execute that? He finally walked into the sex store and was like, give me the biggest, blackest dildo you got.
For my wife.
Yeah, it's for my wife. It's going inside of a woman. And then he gets in the car and he probably like wipes his fucking, he's like, oh, he throws like a fucking tarp over the dildo, like he's like a fucking Al Qaeda transporting rockets.
What are you talking about? He puts it on the emblem of his car. He's proud of that thing.
Oh, he suction cups it to the front of his
car. It's part of asserting your dominance.
It's just whipping around the entire drive home.
You got to make sure you can know what you're gonna take. You can't hide it. You're asserting your dominance.
How would his kids feel if you're just playing in the front yard and you see dad rolling up and he's got a fucking 13-incher attached to the car? He's like, things are gonna change today.
I think they think, holy shit, today's the day that I get put in my place because he's about to assert his dominance.
What if you're like
you can't look at the
what if like your
fridge again.
17-year-old son, after you assert your dominance on a 13-incher, or what was it, 13 inches?
13-incher, it has to be.
He whips out a 17-incher and he goes, "Pa, watch this," and he suction cups it next to your 13-incher, and then he fucking throws back on it really hard.
I think you just beat the shit out of your son. You say, "You don't do that in front of your mother, boy. I'm in charge. I'm gonna take yours."
He was like, "Dad, you did it in front of
and
your
you
parents."
Put the 13-inch one in your mouth. I pay the bills around here, son. I take both of these. And then you come even harder.
Yeah, you grab your son by his shirt and you throw him off the 17-incher, and then you get in front of the 7 and you throw yourself on it, and then
you unsuction cup the 13-incher and put. Or if you're real lucky, you kind of like, if you're flexible enough, you just turn your spine and do both at the same time while you're still holding your privates.
Yeah. You're jacking
That's
off,
dominant.
You're throwing yourself back, and you're sucking that 13-inch.
The problem is, ideally, you'd have both dildos. Ideally, the son comes into the situation with a bigger dildo. But because you can't go to the sex shop and be like, I want 2 different sized dildos for my wife.
Yeah, that's
because
a red
I don't
flag.
want to. They're gonna be like, oh, you're trying to throw one and take one up the butt. Like you're trying to assert your dominance. And believe it or not, sex shops aren't very fond of asserting their dominance.
Yeah.
So you can only buy one
Anti-dominance.
and hope that your son buys another one to try and show you up because he knows this day's coming. This day's been coming. He's been talking back lately.
He's
been talking back. He's been training in his bedroom.
Piping up a little bit. He's getting brave.
When he got that mini fridge, you knew.
Yeah.
You knew what was coming.
When you got
That's when you started training him. You have to assert your dominance. You can't let your son take a bigger dick. That's what I've heard.
The most emasculating.
That's
thing.
Waterpark culture.
Yeah, it is.
And then knowing that you have to throw it the one that your ass has been on, just rough.
With all the blood and shit.
Yeah, just like, holy fuck. I should have used lube, but I wanted to assert my dominance.
There's
and
excitement.
your coworkers are just like, yeah, that a boy. I'm proud of you.
You'd be like, oh yeah, Terry. Oh yeah, Terry on Thursday had to assert his dominance in front of his kids.
Yeah, his son was getting real uppity, so he had to.
He had to throw it back.
He called his parents.
His son was 9.
Teacher, my dad asserted his dominance last night.
There's a little.
My dad asserted his dominance when I was 13. What were you done doing, boy?
When
Everyone gets their dominance asserted in the water park.
When you're asserting your dominance, there's a little pit in your stomach where there's like a 95% chance there's a 17-incher that's about to be pulled out, but you're also excited because it's like, yes, I get to fucking throw this shitty bloody one. I just
Believe it or not, every time you jack off, your balls save 95% of the cum for when you assert your dominance.
It's true.
So it's just like buckets. It's like quarts of shit coming out of your dick when you assert your dominance.
It's the Federal Reserve.
It's insane. It looks like if the Hoover Dam were to burst, it's that. That's why your balls, when you get blue balls, it feels like it's like instant because you're like, I need to assert my dominance.
Yeah.
Your body's telling you to assert your dominance.
You're not gay. You just have an asserted dominance.
You're constantly having blue balls. You're just constantly walking around with the heaviest of balls. And you know, my son must be thinking about trying to take dominance of this household right now. It is the day I go to the sex store and get the dildo and show my wife and kids and my parents and my dog and my cats and my neighbor that I'm in charge of this done household.
You got to imagine, too, when you see your son
have a barbecue?
Like, he's starting to get older, and he starts, like, there's a couple days where you see him, he's, like, walking funny. You're like, oh, he's practicing. Oh, he's practicing that day. And then it's, like, it's starting to build up.
Well, think about
now
it.
Now you're a little angry at him when he wakes up. You're like, what the fuck are you so happy about?
You could hear him practicing. Your parents could hear you touching yourself, like, obviously.
What are you talking about?
Your bed squeaked, right?
No, dude. My bed didn't squeak. That's crazy.
No, but
were you groaning and moaning?
Yeah, I was listening to that shit on full volume.
You were on all fours.
I was
checking.
in the bathtub for an hour and a half. In the bathtub for an hour and a half.
I mean, everyone
my
hangs
dominance,
out
so.
in 90 minutes in the tub.
I might
normal.
be metrosexual because I've never asserted my dominance, and I think that might be the most hetero thing you could do.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you're listening to this and you're strongly heterosexual, you gotta go assert your dominance tonight.
You know how
Tonight, go assert your dominance.
you go to the sex store, get a 13-incher, pray that there's a 17-incher waiting for you at home.
From your son. You don't want to practice. You don't want to know what you're getting into
No,
because you won't want to do it.
You don't want to know what you're capable of.
You don't want to know what your son's been doing every night. You don't want to feel it before.
If they keep practicing from adolescence to adulthood, they're leaving their family.
Yeah, the United States are going to have to start having a one-child policy because of the buckets of cum.
Oh yeah,
that are just flooding the streets. And
well,
women
after
keep
you assert
slipping
your
in it and getting
dominance,
pregnant.
that the 95% of your cum reserve is what actually keeps your heart beating. So once you lose that, within 9 years, you're gonna have a heart attack and die.
Unless you start jacking off a lot. You got to jack off 3 times a day after you assert your dominance, at least, if you want to continue to live past 9 years.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I believe, because it refills every time you jack off.
Oh, that's
it's
true.
like topping off the tank. So you got to jack. That's why it's so healthy for the heart. Jacking off is healthy for the heart.
You
like
got
Cheerios.
That's what
Ideally,
happens.
you eat Cheerios, Honey Nut, while you jack off, and your heart's just like, oh my God, thank you, sir. Thank you, master.
This is the greatest 2 things you could be doing: eating Honey Nut Cheerios and jacking off right now. Listening to 360 by Charlie X.
Listening to We Didn't Say That by Michael and Kayla.
No, when they're jerking off, bro.
I don't give a fuck what they do as long as they listen.
As long as you listen.
If you're some weird whore woman who likes to listen to podcasts where they jack off,
oh my God,
fucking tune in.
Oh my God,
send us videos.
That would be sick if entirely our audience was full of just women putting on so they could listen and watch us when they machine themselves.
God, dude, that'd be so hot.
Yeah. We would have to start potting for like an hour and a half. Then we could tour.
Dude,
then they would come out and see us.
I'd be homeless.
You'd be homeless?
Just podcasting every day.
Oh my God. I'd be, live streaming. We'd have to move to Columbus. We'd be potting for 8 hours a fucking day.
We'd be entirely dependent on your girlfriend and roommate to provide for us.
That's fine, dude. We'll be making so much money.
You think so?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, women love to tell their friends about what they masturbate to. I forgot. They're whores.
They're like liberated now.
I love girls.
I hate sexual liberation. I need everyone to go back to feeling.
I wish men were less sexually liberated too.
Deep shame.
Yeah, what's up with that? I still feel deep shame sometimes.
I do too. There's just entire communities where if you're just like if you are a member of the LGBTQ Rainbow Squad, you are allowed to just tell people what you like sexually.
Wear tassels in public and
you're allowed to go up to people and be like, so biologically I'm a boy, but I have implants in, and I like when I have an older guy and like a 19-year-old chick, and they're both sucking on my nipples, and then I'm having sex with a fucking watermelon.
You know the show House?
I fucking love House, dude.
Do you remember the episode with the woman who, like the supermodel girl who slept with her dad?
What?
You don't remember that episode?
No.
All right. So this woman comes in. She faints at one of her shows, and she's really hot. And the dad, after like a lot of time, admits having sex with the girl. And the girl's like, yeah, I tricked him into having sex to assert my dominance. But anyway, she asserted her dominance. But then they find out she's so beautiful because she has this thing where she has hidden testicles in her body. And apparently when you have both, sometimes it creates like this super beautiful human, like unnaturally beautiful human.
Wait, what?
I know. That's like an actual, I Googled it after. It's a medical condition that happens. Some insanely beautiful women are born with a vagina on the outside, like a normal woman, but testicles up in their stomach. So they can't get pregnant, and they're biologically male, but they just have a pussy.
So they're angels.
They're angels, bro.
They're actual
angels.
real
So they're
angels.
willing to sling it around, and they can't get
pregnant.
pregnant.
They're the hottest chicks possible.
But they're boys. Would you bang one?
And you can't.
If they're like, in reality, I'm a boy. I have amazing
boobs?
tits, and I have a pussy and an ass, and you can't see my balls or anything, and I have a normal size clit, but I have balls inside, and you're like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck what's inside.
Your hair's long, you act like a girl, you sound like a girl, you look like a fucking elf from fucking Skyrim. You're inhumanly beautiful.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you got it.
No, here's
but
the
guess
thing.
what was wrong with her?
What?
She had testicular cancer.
Yeah. Seriously? Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
To die as a chick with testicular cancer?
At like 17, after getting blasted by your dad and managers and other models to get more and more power in the industry. That's a guy thing. What? To be like, I'm super hot. I'm going to act like a girl, and I'm just going to use my bodacious body to get control. That's the most masculine thing you can do.
That is either the
just to
most
swing your
masculine
pussy to get
or
more
the gayest
control.
thing you can do of all time.
No, if you're a girl. You're a girl in this scenario. But it's just like a masculine thing to do is use your power to take control. And that girl's power is being hot as fuck.
Oh, yeah. No, if
so masculine.
If we're talking about a chick doing that, oh my God, yeah.
We're just talking about sexual liberation.
A powerful woman, which I
scary.
disagree with. Again, I am not down with sexual liberation. Go back, be ashamed. I truly think everyone should be ashamed of what they're sexually attracted to.
Yeah, don't ask me at work.
Yeah, and I don't want to know.
I'm autistic. I don't like that conversation with anyone.
Well, okay, so I'll say this. Hetero chicks talking about sex fires me up. I can talk about sex with dudes, but I also don't like doing it because it's like, this is weird, dude. I'd rather just...
If a guy tries touching me at sex, I'm just like...
You get hard.
I'm not gay.
You get hard.
I don't get hard.
You get viciously
hard.
hard and you
feel like
I'm
go
not
back
gay.
inside because I'm so straight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well...
Just end up with 2 big balls.
2 big balls that are filled with cancer.
Nah.
And you're a chick.
Nah. I
You're
haven't.
the hottest chick of all time.
I just need to assert my dominance. Empty the tank so I can fill it up again in a week.
I really...
If you masturbate a lot, you have to assert your dominance more. Did you know that?
You have to.
Because you get blue balls real fast if you're
jacking off all the time, it's a vicious
like 6
cycle.
times a day, you have to assert your dominance.
This is
at
how
least once a month.
Yeah, this is how we know there's no creator.
Shut up, dude.
Because who the fuck would make us have to fucking assert our dominance?
He would make us have to do that in front of our wife and kids and our fucking parents.
In all reality, the amount of artifacts that are being that have been discovered that are just sex toys, it's crazy.
Don't tell us about that shit. Just keep that hidden. I don't want to hear that.
Humans have been freaks of nature for all of history.
I know.
It's not okay.
Including when it was all like super like anti-religious to do it. They were still banging each other without being married. They're still haws. Boys.
Was this happening in North Korea?
Probably. I bet it's happening right now.
Yeah.
I bet some poor woman just got snatched by the police and brought in front of Kim Jong-un, and he's just eating like Pop-Tarts and fucking Cheetos while he plows this poor woman who just got snatched from her family to be his object of the day.
That sounds
Does that
sick.
make you sad? Yeah, that's what's happening right there. And we're just allowing it. We haven't gone and conquered them and liberated the people. Why hasn't America just taken control of everyone? It bothers me. We're allowing them to suffer.
No, we're doing it very slowly. America is about to kill more North Korean troops than they have in a very long time.
In Russia?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that they waited for North Korea to be involved to be like, now we're gonna engage. Now we're gonna involve ourselves.
North Koreans,
two superpowers working together, buddy. It sounds like I need to throw my hat in the ring.
You know, everyone wants to throw North Korea in as a superpower. It's the top 3. It's China, Russia, which Russia is even falling down to the second category. And
you better put America at number 1.
No, against there are enemies, but North Korea is just.
You're the
sidekick.
one who called it a superpower, and I don't think America is waiting for a better reason to get involved. I think as soon as another superpower gets involved with Russia, we got to be like, all right, boys and girls, boots on the ground in 45.
No, Michael,
we're not actually going to put our boots on the ground. We're going to make bases and just bomb the fuck out of them.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. This is how they're strategically drawing. They're actively making North Korea weaker. They're taking troops, mobilizing them. They're going to die within days of being shipped to the front.
Along Africans named General Hitler.
Yeah, they've been mobilizing Africans too, which is the craziest thing to see in this like cold fucking terrain is just a bunch of African dudes getting hit with mortars. You're like, yo, you guys should have stayed in Africa. What the fuck are you doing in Russia? Well, they're also being lied to. The same thing is going to happen to these North Koreans.
These North Koreans don't know where they're going or what's going on. They have no idea who they're going to fight and what the war is looking like right now. They have no idea that they're basically walking into the modern equivalent of World War I. It's basically trench warfare, but instead of like digging underground, shit just falls out of the sky all the time to kill you.
No, it is true. They're under the impression that North Korea is the largest superpower in the world, and their troops are the most elite, and they are the ones who are going to go clean up this war. They told these 10,000 troops, "You are our best. You are our super soldiers. You're going to go and you're going to solve this fucking problem for our allies." They're going to find out who the real fucking superpower is, bitch. It's the red, white, and blue. You guys going to hear that? The A-10 Warthog sounds like a fucking dinosaur. It sounds like a dinosaur because it flies so fast and so high, and it's rounds. You know, the fucking A-10 Warthog has to keep its ammunition shells in its plane because if it doesn't, the plane can't fly correctly because it's too light. They built a fucking like a 777, a Boeing 777, a plane that size that's just a gun. It's a flying gun. It sounds like a fucking dinosaur. When it empties its entire payload in 4 seconds, it sounds like it's roaring.
Is that what dropped the MOB?
No, it shoots explosive Red Bull cans. That's the size of the ammunition it shoots. I shit you not.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they are gonna see those stupid fucking North
What
Koreans.
artillery is that? 50?
I have no. It's like just special. It's like 127 millimeter cannons, and they're just dumping.
So scary. Dude, that's devastation from the sky.
It's unbelievable.
They think the drones are bad. That's
it does.
terrifying.
Michael, there's videos of it knocking out entire armored columns, transporting like troops and tanks and shit. One A-10 Warthog just placed. It's a straight road. Just placed. Just destroys everything.
When did we use it? Like,
it's
what
been
war?
around since like the 70s or the 80s. This is not even
probably
new technology.
Improved. It's probably so much better now.
Oh my god, it's fucking crazy. Well, they haven't really updated it. They still fly in combat. Are you looking it up?
No, I'm looking at my fantasy football team to make sure. I was getting yelled at last week. Okay, we're good. I said to make sure all my players are allowed to play, or else I get yelled
I'm just excited to see. I'm excited to see these little dumbass North Koreans bopping around. They get fucking hit with. They're gonna get hit with explosives that cost more than
GDP.
Yeah, the GDP than their entire country.
Yeah, dude. That's the most money a government's ever spent on them. And that's sad.
They have like $44 worth of combat armor going into this.
That's the most money that government's ever spent on them, and it's America bringing hell to earth for them.
And each like round that A-10 Warthog takes, it's like $79.
Basically telling them to return to their little island hell of Korea. North Korea.
Go back
to your
enjoy
little
it while
fairy
you
tale
can.
land before I bring it over your fucking border.
Michael, if you think for a second that if North Korea starts heavily sending troops to fight Russia or whatever, if you don't think like South Korea is going to start doing some fuck shit, them and Japan are going to start talking and be like, we can take North Korea. If we can strategically take North Korea in 16 hours. We can control the entire country.
Well, it's kind of up to us.
And then there's a NATO country touching China. Ooh, that's not good.
It's kind of up to America to do that.
Well,
You'd have to give them the okay. We'd have to be like, all right, you can do it. I don't give a fuck.
America would have to okay the entire thing.
Rocket Man's really fucking around right now, so go ahead and wipe his ass out.
Well, that's the thing.
Man.
If you can
you
target
if
you can target all of their nuclear facilities and hit them all at once while there's like paratroopers and shit dropping all over the country, it's a wrap. It's a wrap because you got tanks coming in from the fucking south. You got air support coming in. Just helping, and you have those paratroopers are just holding down their positions.
How
and
do they
killing
keep getting
North
through
Koreans.
the Iron Dome?
What do you mean? Oh,
in Israel. How do they keep getting through it?
So what they do is they are sending these really shitty. They're like explosive water bottles. They're like the actual bomb is like the size of a water bottle, and it explodes and it can like kill and maim people, but the explosive quality is not that high. But what it does is it's very loud and it can damage property and like break windows and cars and shit, and it's still dangerous for people.
Okay.
So what they do is they send like 1,000 of those over, right? And so the Iron Dome takes those out. But the issue is that the missiles that the Iron Dome shoots are way more expensive than these little like MacGyver missiles that they're building in the desert and then launching them over. So the issue is they're overwhelming the system. So then they send in the large missiles. So what Israeli has had to do is they've had to tweak the Iron Dome to now they just let those little bombs fall. So now the system isn't overwhelmed when they actually do send like their big missiles. But they realize kind of what you were saying, like how are they still getting through? So that's why Israel's been launching missiles over it and just fucking shit up. So they're like, worry about that. Quit hitting us with shit. Now you gotta worry. The entire country doesn't have clean water or power, you fuckers. Worry about that. That's how they defend themselves.
Dude,
It's just hitting critical infrastructure
gotta be
points
honest.
of
it's kind of cool to see a country go to war.
That's what I've been saying this entire time.
You were against it earlier. You're like,
what
no,
are you talking
free
about?
Palestine. From sea to sea.
I'm
from
always,
sea to sea.
I'm always-
Caleb was saying from sea to sea. And
I'm
now
always-
he's like, I'm on the Jews side, bro.
I'm
love
on the
this
side of just
devastation.
listen. This is genuinely what I think.
You like carnage.
Yeah, I like
I know.
chaos and destruction. I like watching combat footage. This is shit I
Hey,
enjoy.
boys and girls, guess who can't get drafted? This guy. I asked a recruiter.
Yeah, he's good.
You want me to read a conversation I had this week with the recruiter?
Sure, but here, just get that pulled up. But just, I'll say this. And I'm not speaking for Michael, but this is the official We Didn't Say That podcast position, is that this conflict was going on way before any of us were ever around. This fucking conflict where they're Jews hating, like, fucking Arabs hating Jews, this shit's been going on forever. It's been going on for so long. Now they're just resorted to killing each other's children. So it's out of our hands. What the fuck? And then what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to have some elevated, like, thinking position on this where it's like those two retards who do a podcast about killing people, they're actually very smart. What the fuck do you want from us?
I'm very intelligent, boys and girls. But anyway, hey, Michael, this is Staff Sergeant Lucas with the Marines. I'm reaching out to see what your future plans are so I can show you how the Marines can help you achieve your goals. Whether that be in furthering your education or looking into a trade job, is this something you'd like to learn about?
So he's getting recruited.
I said, are people with diagnosed mental illness allowed to serve? He said, depends when you say mental illness, what diagnosis, and are you currently seeking therapy and prescribed medication? I said, take medication, bipolar 1. Then he didn't respond for 24 hours. So I said, does that mean no, sir? He said, I truly never saw your message. He saw my message.
Yeah, 1,000%.
But yes, bipolar medication is disqualifying. And then I said, just wondering, if I was to not be on medication, could I serve? Because I wanted to see if they let crazy people just go and fuck shit up. And he said, it depends on the medical background and severity. Usually any counseling, therapy, and or suicidal ideations or attempts depends, very difficult to draw on, but usually the time's around 3 years of being off medication and out of seeking counseling. So if you're out here crazy, they're just like, yeah, we're going to load you up with the biggest guns and you're just going to go fuck shit up. That's basically what the Marines just told me. If I go off my medication for 3 years and don't seek any help in any way, I can go kill people in the Middle East.
That's
what they just told me.
They said, are you on medication and are you seeking therapies? Michael was like, yes. And they're like, okay, that disqualifies. He's like, well, what if I stop? They're like,
yeah, come on.
if you can live for 3 years without being medicated, you can kill people in the Middle East.
That's awesome.
Welcome aboard.
But I can't get drafted.
Yeah, so they can't
I
take
lucked
that
out.
risk. No, they would definitely John Rambo solo drop you in quietly. They're like,
Probably into like
Kill civilians.
somewhere where we're not at war and just like go crazy and I'll be like, all right.
yeah, they're gonna drop you off in like Argentina.
They're like, these are civilians and like try to withhold yourself. It's like, buddy, you know what you did me? You told me to stop taking my medication for 3 years. I've been holding in and I'm about to bring hell on earth. I'm about to use swords. I'm about to fight these people with machetes while I have body armor on.
I'm single-handedly gonna drag their country back to the Stone Age. It will be me.
It'll be me and probably 7 other unmedicated psychos out there. You'll probably send in 8 people, call it a SEAL team, and be like, just conquer this nation. And we'll be like,
Yeah, you can call whatever you want. Suicide
yes,
Squad. is what it
sir.
is.
Yes, sir. We will conquer this nation.
That's
like,
the real life.
try
Suicide
not
Squad.
to assault any woman or children. We're like, nah, that's not part of the deal. No medication means I get to do whatever I want. I need cocaine and cigarettes.
I'm writing the missions. I control.
Methamphetamines, and I will do whatever you want in that third world country, sir.
You would just fucking ball out like that fucking, what's that cult leader's name?
I don't know.
He would like, Manson. You'd ball out like Manson. You'd be like, I write the cards.
I would take over the
cards
control
are
of the
mine.
team. They
I
would
deal
definitely
with
make
this.
me
What
the
the fuck you
leader
say?
because I aced that test. You know why I constantly get these messages? Because I told my mom I didn't know if I wanted to go to college, and she was like, you have to take the military test in high school where they send all the retards to go take this test. I did amazing because I'm not retarded and I'm actually intelligent. So I nonstop get
Wait, what?
recruited by the Marines and
Your
special
mom was going to make you
forces.
join the military?
Yeah, I got special forces was my recommendation after taking this test. So they constantly message me, and I can finally say I'm bipolar. I can't serve. My bad. But they I don't know what I was a psychopath this time. So some of the answers I said, they might have been like, yes, dude, you're peak soldier material.
Dude, you are super soldier material.
I'm telling you,
They're
I
gonna
took this
turn your ass
test,
in Captain
and
America.
I got visited in person one time by like a guy
off.
at
Did you
school. They
actually?
were like, "Are you Michael? We saw your test results during the recruitment day." And I was like, "You're weird. Leave me alone. I don't want to kill people in the Middle East yet. I haven't thought about it."
I don't want to think about it.
They really wanted me.
They want you bad. Uncle Sam wants you bad, dude.
Yeah.
That must feel good. Your country wants you, dude.
6'3" guy or 6'2" guy did amazing on that commission test.
Yeah, did crazy.
Dude, that is crazy.
Well, no, that's the fucking cherry on top. That's why they're like, the Army, Marines are like, we're gonna have to pass. That's why they wanted to send your ass up to Special Forces, bro.
They wanted me to go assassinate. Yeah, they really did. It was crazy.
Yeah, they wanted to drop you and 4 other loons off into the fucking Middle East with a couple robot dogs and explosives. And go.
So it was what's it called? The advisor gave me my test results, and they're like, Michael, they were really happy with this, and they opened it like they said you should join the Special Forces. I was like, holy fuck, no, I'm not doing that shit.
No,
they're the ones that go and get shot at the most, motherfucker.
I'm not gonna go be a bullet sponge.
I'm not gonna go jump in front of a woman getting shot at. Just because she's an American and thought Somalia would be a good vacation spot. I'm not that. I'm not a hero. I'm not willing to jump in front of bullets for some woman who's dumb enough to be like, I want to go to Somalia and vacation.
Yeah, no,
I'm not that patriotic.
We drink LaCroix on a podcast. Yeah, we're not heroes.
I take medication.
Although I do want to make this very clear. We're talking about how we don't want to join the military. Listen, if there is an issue for even 1 fucking second that happens in this country, if troops are start amassing on the fucking border somewhere,
you know what happens? The U.S. government's just like, we're gonna stop giving out mood stabilizers and antidepressants in those areas, and you guys can't make it through. You know how many mentally deranged people? And they're just like, here's weapons. Just go shoot at those people. We don't even have to send in our forces. We just have to stop giving people their prescribed psychological medication. And we'll wild out. That's why the Middle East is like that. They have so many crazy people. It's because they don't have medication. We have more crazy people. Most of us are medicated.
You truly don't understand. If there is ever some shit that happens, every single person that gets psych meds in this country, the pharmacy, they are going to receive crates and crates of handguns, and they're going to be instructed by the military to put a handgun in that prescription bag and give it to the person. You say, here's a map quest, go to this area and just shoot people if you'd like.
You're on a lot of mood stabilizers. I was told to give you this LMG.
Yeah.
Go crazy.
Here, wait, pull up to the fucking first spot. I have a belt magazine I have to walk around to you. It's too big to fit out of the window.
Yeah, I can barely carry it. I have to strap it around your chest.
Oh, I would go hog wild. I would go fucking crazy. You guys want to see what real crazy looks like? I figured out
Y'all want to see what a real man does?
I figured out how to just flip that little switch in my brain where it's like compassion, caring, the humanity side of my brain.
Off.
Yeah, you just flip it off. And then it's like, oh, invaders. I can just soullessly execute and kill every single one of you.
Yeah.
And then I have Michael behind me chopping you up with an axe and putting you in boxes and sending you back to your parents.
Yeah, I would do some fuck shit. Caleb knows.
Michael would be out there. We would be in war for 45 minutes, and Michael would have a necklace of ears already. And we'd be like, Michael, where'd you get these ears?
Look down. You saw all those people I was killing with that sword? Look at this hunting knife. I brought this. This one's already dull. I had to get another fucking hunting knife because their ears are so goddamn tough. I need more string. This necklace is too small. I feel them tickling my neck. I don't like it.
It's like a fucking one of those old women with their Pandora necklace or bracelets and shit, all the beads. It's just
58 years. Yeah. In 45 minutes at least.
He's just killing.
I'd be putting up numbers.
He's just grabbing people. He's killing them. He's only cutting one ear off.
And I'm just
each ear is a life.
And then I just stomp their ribs. And then they die because they're on the plane, or they're on the ground screaming about their ear. And then, my insides are squished. My diaphragm is now touching my back.
Yeah, no, we are truly unstoppable. What our biggest threat to us currently is definitely
ourselves.
Yeah. China and Russia convincing retarded people in our country that they're smart and they need to rebel.
You know how that's what happened to Rome.
Yeah. That's what's happening here. Everybody
wants to take shots at the king, but I'm going to tell you this, you better not miss.
what I think our country should be doing is like getting prepared for all these retards to Jan 6 out again.
We've already been prepared, I'm sure.
Well, after
it happened once, they're just like, that's not happening.
They need to put up like mini like turrets, like
they
9mm
have
turrets.
Landmines in the yard now that they can activate at any time. Be like they're active, and as soon as someone steps on it, poof.
They'll just lock the doors because those retards,
they'll Mad Max out, dude. They will crawl on top, or not Mad Max. What is it, the 100 or whatever, where the zombies just start crawling on top of each other over the
World War Z.
Yeah, the World War Z out onto the White House, dude. They do.
But you saw the original like they had to like wait until doors and shit were open for them until they could start piling on. They'll lock the doors until every single one of those retards would get it like at least injured by the landmines and they'd like, blow them up.
Talking about mountain people wilding out. Because those are mountain people.
For sure.
Alexander the Great, you know what he did after a battle to cross a giant ravine?
Mimosa.
He told his men, just throw all those dead bodies in and we'll walk across. And that's what they did.
Wait, what?
Alexander the Great, after a massive battle, he was trying to cross over to another country, but there's a ravine, like a deep underground, a giant hole, like a long hole that you can't really just go around. So he was like, you know what we're going to do? Just start throwing those dead bodies in and we're going to walk across them. And that's exactly what they did.
Holy shit.
That's what used to go on, dude.
That's pretty baller.
Yeah, he's just an ant. Nothing could stop that dude. Besides either syphilis or some lung disease.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, he died like a pussy. He probably could have conquered the entire, from coast to coast.
Well,
Europe
I
to
think
Asia.
that was a divine intervention for the
God
people.
was just like,
he was like, you're too powerful.
like what God did with King Von.
King Von,
Alexander
Genghis
the
Khan.
Great,
Yeah,
Genghis Khan.
all of the oh my god, you're gonna fall. All of the great men die in such.
Yeah.
Al Capone, they all died of syphilis, some bullshit disease the U.S. government made up in like the 1940s. This is how they've been killing the greatest leaders of all time.
But yeah, Rome falls because of every time they have a good military general, they will like, the leader will be like, he's gonna take my spot. So after any like string of major successes, the leader sends someone in to like start undermining him first. And then once he has a failure because he's getting undermined by this fucking cuck from the leader, the emperor just uses that as an excuse to kill the person that is actively protecting Rome. At this point, let me look at his name because he's important. But Rome had lost Italy.
Yeah.
So it didn't have control of Milan, Italy, all their major
shit, dude, they're home.
Their capital. They lost their capital, but they had both sides, East and Western
home.
Rome. But the Gauls had conquered Italy. So, what's his name? Artelius,
These
I
fucking
think?
Gauls, dude.
Crazy. Rome's had crazy names. Roman people are basically black people, modern or ancient black people with the naming, dude.
Yeah, they really are. They said we're just going to mix these two made-up languages together and name our children crazy shit. Like Victory. That is actually a sweet name for a child.
Victory?
If you're black listening, guys, name your child, your firstborn son, name them Victory.
Belisarius.
Belisarius.
That's a sick ass name, dude.
That is
If
cool
you
as
name
hell.
your kid Belisarius, that
So
kid's
is Victory.
getting head.
Oh my god, yeah, if it's a boy,
All right,
Belisarius.
here's some other things about Alexander
If it's
the
a
Great.
girl name, if it's a girl with a cool ass name like that, they're just going to be weird.
Here are some other things I wrote about Alexander the Great.
I'm a mouse.
He didn't kill women and children and treated them well. He didn't like let the men rape him or anything.
That's nice.
That's why the men tried to revolt that time, and that's why he had to do that speech. He was like, I'm sorry I'm not letting you rape and kill women and children. My bad, but you're not going home, you fucking pricks. But during one of the sieges by the Goths during the Roman Empire, Belarus, he had his like elite cavalry because the Romans used cavalry and just used to mow through the Goths because the Goths didn't have spears or some shit. I don't know why the fuck you don't have spears to kill horses.
Right.
But they didn't like fight in the legions. So against the legion, cavalry is not useful because it's just shield walls and spears and like hacking. Which
Combat back then was fucking crazy.
Brutal.
It was
brutal
crazy.
Ways. They just came up with the most ridiculous ways to kill people, the most efficient and
That's nightmare
walking
shit.
over. Yeah. But anyway, so he had these cavalry, and after the Goths, because they kept having to pull troops to try to get Rome back from the Romans, he just sent his cavalry, and they went into every settlement and just wiped out every single Goth woman, child, and man. Every single one of them left every Roman alive. That's what he did, and the Goths had to fuck off.
Holy
That's
shit.
what ancient battle was. It's like if you're in my territory and you're not one of us, you're dead.
We'll just fucking slaughter you.
What happened to that, Europe? Look what's going on with you guys now. I bet
you
miss
guys
Belarus.
Yeah, you guys have been asleep at the fucking wheel. Now Russia, they're cold and hungry. They got oil. They don't know how to use it because they're retarded, and they need to move into your homes.
Yeah, but he was the first man to reclaim Rome in 300 years for the Roman Empire. It had been in the Goths' control for 300 years.
God damn.
Belarus. He just constantly had to go around fighting rebellions because the Roman Empire was so big.
See, if you were a king back then, you were kind of, unless you were a giant bitch, your hands were forced to be absolutely insanely cruel.
He kept telling that guy to go on like these basically suicide missions with like 1,000 troops to fight 10,000. But he just kept coming back successfully.
I mean, that's
you know
baller
how
as fuck.
bad that is as the emperor, how bad that looks. Because if he wanted power, he could easily claim it at that point.
Oh, yeah.
He could rebel and take control. So he kept having to send him on these suicide missions, and he couldn't get him killed. He kept winning.
He's like Castro.
Yeah.
He's like Castro. Cuba right now, dude, the entire country, something happened. One of them accidentally drove over a power line or something. Now the entire country is without power.
Good.
We should just go and take Cuba.
We should take every country. But anyway, what was it?
We really need to start being more imperialist and go start conquering. Canada, you're up next, bitch.
Canada, just throw the keys over.
They probably
the keys over.
And just hand it over.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes,
sorry.
Here.
Oh, yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
yes,
We
yes.
were waiting for you to come take
play,
the keys.
We'll play your football now.
Yeah, yes. Fuck hockey.
We'll send the natives on Trail of Tears, too. Yes.
They already did. They did it They did it.
No, they did it differently, dude.
Everyone wants to talk about America, how we fucked with the natives. Dude, check out Canada's history. It's crazy.
They sent them.
What are we at
They gave
time-wise?
them alcohol and sent them in the cold, which is bad.
Yeah. They made
41 minutes.
41 minutes. You want to wrap it up here?
Yeah.
We'll save some juice for the last podcast.
Bye, boys and girls.
All
Tell
right.
your mom and dad to listen.
Send this to your
Tell
friends
them to
and your
assert
parents
dominance.
and your
Don't
priest.
forget to assert your dominance. Stay healthy.
Yep, assert dominance.